Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Skyrim Forever. Lucette the Unlucky. We're here in Solitude. We've been having some crazy adventures lately, doing some of these Daedra quests, and we have some great... I'm sorry, I'm just going through my inventory here. We're going to change into some city clothes here. I like the idea of not wearing our armor in the city. And we have this necromancer robe. We still want to be like an imposing presence. We've now been studying necromancy, not necromancy, rather conjuration.
Heard about you and your honeyed words.
Okay, and we've leveled up in our speech. That's why he said that. So, yeah, necromancy is when you specifically raise the dead, whereas the conjuration, you can also summon different weird mystical beings. So we've mostly been doing that. We haven't been actually raising the dead yet, although we did learn that raise zombie spell. We haven't used it yet. So yeah, we got the what is it called, the staff from the Night to Remember quest.
I'm sure you'll find what you need here
to conjure our Dreamora. And we also got Dawnbreaker.
What do you need?
Which is going to be great in our fight against vampires. So we've been out in the wild, and I guess we're going to sell some stuff here. See what we have. Looks like we have some heavy swords and stuff like that. Shield and a bunch of stuff we're not going to use. So yeah, it's been kind of a more action-packed or quest-heavy the last few episodes. So now we're back to our little... routine of going to the shops and all that, and we've been centered out of Whiterun mostly for the last few episodes, so it's good to be back here up in Solitude, where we kind of like started our journey. Actually, we showed up here on the docks with the alternate start we've been using, Skyrim Unbound mod, and I had just done a random start, so I showed up on the docks of Solitude. Wasn't really planning on anything with my character, and I really didn't want to go into Solitude right then because I had been playing previous character, Wolf the Worm. He had been in Solitude a lot, so I didn't want to do the same thing. So I went straight to the cart outside at the stables, and we went to Morthal, just because I knew it was like a dark, mysterious place, and I was kind of creating that type of character. Oh, we have extra robes. So when I get to Morthal, there's like this whole crisis they're having with vampires are about to invade the town. So I started fighting the vampires. And after a lot of work, because I was at level 1 or 2 at that point, I finally defeated the vampire lord and basically became a vampire hunter. So I was there studying mostly alchemy, but also the conjuration from the people in town. So I became a student of those. Like you can see, I have a ton of potions here to sell now. So I've really leveled up my alchemy. We're over 50 on alchemy there, and we're pretty much almost done our studies. I think we can still buy lessons for like over 1,000 gold each. So I don't know that I'm going to buy any more lessons in Whiterun.
Come back
where
to
we also were
anytime.
studying at the shop, taking a few lessons there. So I think now what we are going to do though is return to Morthal shortly. So it's kind of our, well, now it's our home away from home. It was our home base for a while. We took over the vampire, the woman who was the vampire in the town. We took over her house after we didn't kill her. She disappeared. I think there was a glitch in the quest or something. So she just kind of vanished. So we took over her house.
Feel free to look
But
around.
then we did buy a
We
house
have
in
a
Whiterun
fine
recently.
selection of
So
herbs
we've been
here
living
at
there in
Angela's
Breezeholm.
Aromatics.
So like I said,
If
it's
you're
been a
looking
while
for potions, you should talk to my aunt,
since we've been
Angeline
here.
Merard.
Okay, well, you're standing in the way.
Hello,
I'm
Fred.
trying to. All right.
Ah, so you're an
Yeah,
alchemist
so we
then.
stocked up on potions. We were making them in our house in Whiterun. And here we are, back in Solitude with like a huge stack of stuff. So let's first look into her inventory and see if there's anything good we can buy. Just kind of looking at like this. Okay, that's used for paralysis. We like those potions. Invisibility, we definitely want to make those potions. Daedra Heart's a little pricey for us. The slow, we also like that, but Death Bell is pretty plentiful. I don't think I need to buy that necessarily. So I'm just basically buying the stuff that I don't see as often. Although eventually we're gonna have enough gold where I might just buy their whole inventory and not even look at it, you know. So yeah, I've really been enjoying grinding the alchemy and leveling up, and you know, like I've been saying, we make potions for 2 reasons. A bunch of them we make to sell, but I'm also making ones to use, so it's really you know, makes your combat a little more dynamic, like using those potions of like slow, paralysis, and frenzy, which turns your opponents against each other. There's more slow, and salt is also used for the cooking recipes. So now that we have a house and we have our oven and our cooking pot and everything, we're going to be making a lot more food. So I definitely will buy salt anywhere I can see it. Void salt, on the other hand, a little too pricey for me. So not sure even what that does yet, because we haven't found that in the wild enough to eat one of them. So not going to spend 700 gold or whatever to buy 2 of them right now to try it out. So now I do have, look at all these frost and fire potions I made. I'll probably want to keep a few of those just in case I'm fighting. This one actually resists frost and shock. So that's useful in a fight against a bunch of wizards and stuff, but I don't really need to keep quite this many of them. It's not something I always remember to even use. Maybe if I'm in a pinch and I'm scrolling through my inventory, I'll notice that, but my mind doesn't go to like, oh, that's a frost wizard, I better eat the frost potion. But maybe as we level up, I'll start doing that. And as I talk about things like this, it makes me remember them more, so we'll see. But we are going to keep a bunch of those, and you know, once I make a ton of potions, we always have more potions than gold. That's kind of why I bought some ingredients there. I could have bought those more expensive ingredients as well and just paid for them with trading potions, but I'm not in that grinding mode right now. I'm just kind of in that, let's jump in the store real quick and get rid of some of this stuff just to make a little extra gold. So look at this. We're already back up to 77.55 gold. If you remember a few episodes ago, it wasn't even that long ago, we bought the house in Whiterun for 10,000 gold, and we barely had any gold left at that point. So we've definitely been making a ton of gold. Just doing a few side quests out of Whiterun and these 2 Daedra quests that we cleared out. So, all right, I like this look. I definitely like the vampire armor more, but there's a good, like a little more casual look for us. So,
you know you can afford a septim or 2.
Okay, well, what I can't afford is time to sit in your dialogue right now. So, let's just hop in the tavern here and maybe see if we have another bandit quest that the bartender can give us or something. And this tavern is where we did spend a lot of time as Wolf the Worm, like I was saying.
Seems there's always more to be done.
Oh, well, looks like
I was done talking anyway.
All right, we just accidentally talked to him, trying to get past there. All right, and here,
welcome to the Winking Skeever.
The owner,
friend.
Bartender, he likes to sit. He doesn't always stay behind the bar.
People
here.
say there's a man wandering the streets near the Blue Palace. He seems distressed, but
well, this
he's
is a
not
little
making any
mini encounter thing we can do here. Miscellaneous quest, I guess they call them. So I didn't do that particular thing as Wolf the Worm, so I might end up doing that at some point. But
drink for the thirsty.
I am actually going to get back into the Wolf the Worm character fairly shortly, I think. I'm not quite sure yet. It does take a little bit out of me to do the voiced characters, more than just talking like this, even though those episodes are like half as long.
Remember
so it's definitely like exhausting in a different way, especially since it's like rough on my voice. But
Winking Skeever next time you're footsore.
I think I might start that soon. This particular series is about to end end season 1. I like to go to episode 25, and this is episode 24. So we're heading towards the climax, and I think we might start that Dawn Guard quest line now. That's why we came back here. We joined the Dawn Guard. It's been a lot of episodes now. We've gotten sidetracked from that. But the first place we have to investigate for the Dawn Guard is right near Morthal. So I like the way that falls into place because, like I said, we killed a vampire den when we first got there. So then, like, you know, that could be seen as like a suburb maybe of like this bigger vampire base that we're about to, you know, take out or whatever we're supposed to do. I mean, this is the start of the quest line. I mean, I know what happens during that scene, but my character doesn't, so kind of just telling it from her perspective in a little bit. So all right, so here we go. We're gonna take the carriage back to Morthal, our old stomping grounds for most of the series. Nothing. It's literally nothing. I'm literally just walking past you. Man, I really got to get a mod for the dialogue to just maybe trigger it a little further away or something. I don't know that they have that on Xbox. I'm actually playing on Xbox One with this, so it's a little different than your normal video production, but just made my production a lot easier right now because I edit on a Mac, and either way I got to transfer it to that.
I can take you to any of the hold capitals.
Of course, there's a lot more mods on PC.
Where do you want to go?
But sometimes when you have more choices, it's like it makes it a little harder or more complicated. And
climb and back.
At least in Xbox, they do have most of like my favorite core mods that like I'll always have in my loadout on PC, you know, and then alter other mods. So they have all your basic stuff. So I'm pretty happy with playing on Xbox. And I always use controller anyway. I know you guys, you know, some of you guys out there are rolling your eyes at that, but even when I play on PC, I'm still a controller guy. I cannot handle the keyboard. I like bump into walls trying to use the ASWD. All right, here we are back in Morthal. And if you look over, let's see. Oh, we have to click that off and put on our awakening quest to find out what the vampires are up to. So yeah, like you see how this even on the mountain, it's like overlooking Movarth's lair there. So I think that's really cool. Like it really ties our story together in like basically a really coincidental way, honestly. Although they might have done that on purpose, like had it near Movarth's lair because of that. Like I don't know that they thought of that when they designed this DLC Dawnguard, but I think that's really cool because this has been the path that our character's been on since the beginning. Like, even though we didn't know it, we were headed right there. So the mystery, we thought, you know, oh, we took care of the vampire problem outside of Morthal, but it turns out that that problem is a lot bigger than we thought.
I hope I have what you need.
All right, well, here's Lami, our favorite
I don't get many
teacher.
Customers, but that leaves me
All right,
time
let's
to
see
try
how
things
much it
out.
costs to level up
Experiment,
more
I guess.
with Lami. I haven't been back here since I hit level 50.
You already know all that I know.
So there it is. We graduated. We actually graduated from this school here in this little alchemy shop where we have learned everything that she knows. And actually more because we've leveled up past 50 since then. So we're starting to be more knowledgeable than our teacher by being out in the world and, you know, eating and experimenting and also studying in Whiterun where, what's her name? Angeline. She's a little more advanced than Lami here, so we can still buy lessons from her, but they're very, very expensive at this point. All right, so once again, we're just scrolling through our inventory here. We might as well buy that giant's toe. Those are actually super cheap, and they make a potion that is worth over 1,000 gold. So that's pretty much your best value you're ever going to get in this game. I'm telling you, if you're playing Skyrim, right, and even if you're not leveling up your alchemy here, do that one potion. You gotta look it up. I can't remember exactly, but I think it's wheat, giant's toe, and blue mountain flower or hanging moss. Like those four in combination might make 2 different potions. I don't remember exactly which one is better, but there's the wheat. So yeah, you can make a really valuable potion with that. And then the other potion is, of course, the potion of water breathing. And we've spent a lot of time in this series standing on top of waterfalls trying to catch salmon. Because if you get the salmon roe from a leaping salmon, you have to catch it in the air on a waterfall. Then you can make the water breathing potion, which is worth over 2,000 gold. So even if you just focus on making those 2 potions, like think of all the gold you can get, and you'll also level up your alchemy pretty fast because the better the potion, I think levels up your alchemy faster. So All right, so we're just selling some of these potions to her. Again, like I said, we're back to the grind
Until
a little
next
bit here. We're just trying to like unload our inventory and, you know, maybe get a few things for our adventure into the vampire's
Morthal
den.
used to be a quiet place, but then the world used to make sense.
Yeah, I'm telling you, with all these vampires out there, it makes no sense. Now, if you remember, we're doing an alternate start here, and I actually turned off dragons. So a lot of these references are because there's supposed to be dragons flying everywhere in this game, and they literally will attack this entire village and stuff. And like, you know, I fought dragons. Actually, the other series I have running now, the Ice Fiendess, there's a great battle right here on top where the dragon is landing on this building, the Jarl's place that we're in right now. So check that out for some fun. But we have the dragons turned off completely at this point. They might spawn at some point. I don't really remember.
Look
but
at you.
anyway,
If
here
only
we are.
everyone acted
Let's
like
see what
you.
the Jarl has to say. She loves us here. All right, let's talk to
You
the guy.
business with the Jarl.
See if he has
I'd ask
any
that you
quests.
speak to me first.
And you know
Yes,
what?
it's
We're
on
gonna
the
buy
north
that.
coast of Hjalmarch,
We're actually gonna
with a
buy this
magnificent
land
view
here.
of
This is
Solitude on
the
its crag.
Hearthfire
Just the place for a new manor
mod,
house.
and now we're a landowner in addition to having
Excellent.
a house.
We're glad to have you as a
in
landowner
Whiterun.
in Hjalmarch.
You
Here's
know,
the title to your steading.
You know, a
If
few
you don't
episodes
mind getting
ago.
your feet wet, your best
Okay.
bet is to head north past the mill. The odd tomb or two along the way
Yeah,
won't bother you.
I think that's the one we
the
already
land is
cleared
on the
out.
coast
Actually,
across
with
from the
vampires.
Karth Delta from Solitude. An inspiring location, as you'll see.
All right. So yeah, I kind
All
of
right,
did
then.
this spur of the moment here. If you recall a few episodes ago, I was debating whether to buy the house in Whiterun or this house, and I only had the 10k gold, but now we have enough to buy both. So
You will not disrespect Jarl
Here we
Igrodwar
are.
in this hall.
okay,
Do
Gorm.
we have an
Decision is there to be
understanding?
made.
I
allowed him to live here. I stand.
All right. Yeah.
Then by all means, go about your business.
How are we We're the only ones that
We are all
that
different.
respects this Jarl. Everyone else hates her
Good to
because
see you.
she's friends with the wizard, Thalion,
I do
who
what I
we've been
can to see
studying
that
with.
Idgrad's time isn't wasted, and that she only has to deal with important matters.
All right. Well, somewhere around here is our house, Carl, that they gave us.
The
so-
Legion's always looking for strong, capable
trying to look
warriors.
for them.
If you think you've got what it takes, our headquarters is in Solitude.
All right. No, I'm not joining the Legion. Oh, here he is.
I am your sword.
All
And
right.
your
So this is
shield.
our house, Carl. I just want to see if there's something. I don't think we need to trigger him. Actually, we can take him with us. Like as you've seen, we've been taking Lydia with us out on adventures.
Good
She's
day.
our house, Carl, over in Whiterun. So she kind of walked with us to the house, but I think because we already had the dialogue with him a while ago about the house, Carl, before we even had the house, I don't think he's coming with us. But I think he'll just teleport there at some point. So this is good. Now, what we bought here is not a house. It's actually, it says manor, but it's just an empty plot of land right now. So look at this. We formed this little, is this a rhombus, I think? With Dawnstar up there and Movar's lair. So this is a really interesting area, and you know, as we take this into chapter 2 of our series, or season 2, or whatever you want to call it, we're gonna end up in Dawnguard, I'm sure, because that is just kind of lingering there, and we're definitely gonna mostly, I think, focus on this, you know, Dawnguard DLC for the next 20 or whatever episodes, 25 episodes, and hopefully we can also maybe start the Dark Brotherhood quest line during that. But we also want to see what's up in Dawnguard and what's happening there, because Dawnguard and Morthal are both like the two really super mysterious places on the map. And I mean, I know some of the quests that go on up there. I'm not sure actually if they're good for our character but some of them are good for our character. So we're gonna end up in Dawnguard for sure. But for now, let's see what's going on at our house. I'm gonna put on our armor, the vampire armor, which the way I see it is, you know, you wear the armor of your enemies that you've defeated. So when people see us walking around, they might think, oh, there's a vampire, but mostly they'll click in their head like, oh, well, she probably hunts vampires. Well, I mean, in Morthal, they know that we hunt vampires. We're a hero in this town to them. But, you know, wherever else we go, they'll look, oh, all right, she's a little pale. She's not super pale. She's probably not a vampire. She probably kills vampires. And either way, if we're a vampire or we're a vampire killer, that's pretty intimidating. So we figure most people will stay away from us. All right, we're getting our loadout up. We got the spark spell. Now I do have those staffs to conjure, so I might have to pull that out at some point. But for now, hopefully it won't be too hairy of a trip there. We do have to go through the wilderness. We're sure to get into quite a few fights before we find our plot of land. And then once we get there, we still have to now get the supplies. I think we're going to have to come back here to that mill right there. And that's what those logs are for. We can either buy or cut the logs ourselves. Might as well grab all this nice, juicy, fresh death bell as we go here. You see how mysterious this place is? Like, we're between two vampire dens here, basically, and there's death bell growing everywhere, and there's this mist and fog. I mean, I love the atmosphere of this, and I'm really happy with the way this character went, honestly, because it all kind of just ties together for me. And now I haven't gotten into too much detail about, like, the story of our character, like the backstory, I guess, or like any type of personal or emotional sort of, perspective on her. So I haven't gotten to that yet. But what we've done here is really just established, what our character's all about and why she's in this area and who she's fighting and who her enemies are and who her friends are. And, there's a lot of basically, the foundation of this character has been established. So, and she's grown. I mean, it's not like we just, like we're building a house, so I can use these references. So she's grown. Like, she has this fully built house already of being this alchemist, vampire hunter, etc. But we're still basically maybe still need to furnish the home or something. All right, what have we here? Looks like I couldn't even see him in the fog. Looks like some spiders though, so let's bust out our skeleton that we've recently gotten this spell and take care of some of these spiders. All right, there's one over here. We'll search this. Took care of that pretty easily. Now, frostbite venom, of course, was one of the first poisons we used because you don't have to make that yourself. Just get it here, put it on the blade. So always good to have a few extras of those. I kind of like the personality of this skeleton. He has an odd way of walking, which maybe isn't even the best animation, but it gives him a little bit of character to me. I don't know. All right, let's check this map because, oh, well, I am going the wrong way because I didn't tag the right. I mean, I'm not going the wrong way because I was thinking of going around anyway, but maybe I'll just go through this marsh, and I didn't do that right. Let's just select the quest. I think I have a quest to go there. Yeah, visit our new property. All right, that's fine. All right, so now I can get rid of that marker. And now I actually have a quest marker. So now the quest markers, you can see there's like I could have left that on because the one is like, if it has a square around it, that means you have to go in a door. If there's no square around it like this one, it's just outside. So I could have just followed that. But now we only have the one quest marker, and I got to turn left and basically just go straight. But I don't know what this terrain's going to be like. There's definitely some marshy water. It's kind of weird. Very spooky atmosphere out here in the woods. I would not be surprised if we ran into some wizards or more vampires even. Or definitely some mud crabs and weird stuff like that. Alright, so we're excited. We're jumping. Like, this is a really amazing, event in our character's story here. We actually, besides buying, a house in town, it's a little different. You have your own property out here in the middle of nowhere. All right, we have another enemy here. So this is definitely a step up even from that. And even though it costs us 5,000 gold, we're going to put a lot more money into that. Probably more than 10,000. All right, more of that. Well, I don't know where that enemy went. So we're just gonna beeline it. Oh, looks like, oh, there's the mud crab, and our companions made short work of that. All right, skeleton, can you not stand on the mud crab? All right. So a little snack, and I think some alchemy ingredient too. What have we here? This looks interesting. All right, we have a little, yeah, it looks like wizards, I think. All right, so let's just save here just in case. I don't want to have to walk all the way back from Morthal again. And like I said, we have Dawnbreaker now, and this is good against all evil. So I don't know if these qualify or if it's just undead, but to me, it should work for these. But let's just put this back on anyway. And we'll poison this with fear and make some of these wizards run away. Let's get our destruction spell back in. All right. Oh, I missed. All right. They're running. All right. Look at this. Cowering and running up to the... Well, that guy's dead. Oh, this guy didn't work on that well. He wasn't scared. Oh, wow. This guy's not scared at all. Oh my god, that was creepy though. Okay. What the heck? Alright, look at this. She's so terrified. This is hilarious. She's running from the dog. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love that skeleton. I like how it's just kind of casual. Like, it's just like, boom, boom. Alright, like slice some butter. No big deal. Pretty funny. Alright, wow, Nordic barnacle. Alright, we have a necromancer here with some good ingredients. The Nordic, or well, not Nordic, the barnacles there actually will work with the water breathing potion I was talking about. So, sorry. Got distracted there. Yeah, Nordic barnacles, right? That's what they're called. Alright, let's see what this bandit has. So we just have a normal bandit here. Just have the necromancer there. Yeah, it's always weird, these bandits. Like, this is part of Wolf the Worm series. He's always like, why do all these bandits know magic? Like, this is like his... Oh, look at that butterfly. It wasn't even moving. Yeah, so that's one of the funny things in Wolf the Worm, where he's always, like, kind of puzzled, like, what is going on with all these bandits, like, that are using magic? Because to him, you know, you just use a sword and a shield, or maybe two-handed weapon, or maybe even a bow. But the magic is really weird to this guy. He's very skeptical of it, but he's learning that it can also be used for good, because Belrand is his companion, and Belrand loves to use staffs, just like we do here with Lucette. So, alright, well, here's another dead bandit. I don't think we killed this one, so it's kind of weird. And a chest. And some pretty nice stack of gold in there. Considering we just spent a lot of gold, it's good to get a nice chunk, 62 gold there. Oh, and snowberries, nice. Love when we have 5 alchemy ingredients in there instead of potatoes or apples. So that's always good, or carrots. All right, so we have Eustengrav, I guess is our neighbor. Our next door neighbor is this ancient tomb, and we're definitely not going in there right now. I don't know what the quest is to go there. Like, it might be, I don't know. If some of these quests, if they're part of the main quest or Civil War quest, I probably won't end up going into them naturally. So I might have to look some of those things up. I tend to stay out of dungeons when I'm just wandering around for that reason. Like, I don't want to clear out a dungeon and then get a quest to go there, and then it's like kind of might have messed up the quest, or even just don't want to do it again, you know, that soon. But, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, there are a ton of places we're not going to end up going if they're part of the main quest, or, you know, part of the Civil War quest too. So, who knows? All right, well, here we are. Look at this. Our plot of land, which isn't really all that spectacular right now. It does have a nice view, but, you know, we're just out here in the woods. But someone set up this table for us and gave us some starter lumber. So we are going to create our blueprint here. Now, this was a DLC that came out for Skyrim, and I played through this. I've made these homes a bunch of times, so I know what the deal is at this point. And what this was kind of was like a precursor for the whole settlement system in Fallout, so it's pretty interesting. You know, you could see that they were thinking along those lines when this came out. So I need to make some nails. Hopefully I have some iron. I don't know if I took some out of that chest or not. I think probably I did. So there's this little forge here, which can also be used to make everything you can make in the big forges that are at the blacksmith shop. So that's pretty cool. But it adds these building materials that we can make. The hinges, the fittings, and the locks, and the nails. And let me tell you, we are going to end up making a lot of fittings and nails to make this house. Because the way you make this house is, first we make a little tiny house. And then you can make a bigger house and make your starter home into like the foyer, the opening area. So then you can add 3 different expansions, which are modular. So you can choose what type of expansion it's going to be. Like for this character, we're definitely picking a greenhouse where you can grow more of these alchemy ingredients. But you could make a library or other options with these rooms. So, and there's also a basement you can furnish. So there's a lot of use for these fittings and nails, because you can also choose what furniture you create and things like that. So it ends up being very costly and time consuming, you know, running back and forth to the various towns trying to buy enough iron to make this stuff. It's pretty interesting. All right, we're gonna put the garden in. That is cool that we have enough materials to make the garden. So in addition to building a greenhouse, we have a garden outside with a bunch of plots similar to the little garden plots that we had in Whiterun, but actually more, it's not plot, it's just on the ground like a normal garden. So we'll be able to plant, I think, around a dozen different plants there. So our alchemy is going to level up like crazy when we have the specific ingredients that we like for our poisons out here. And healing potions. I gotta remember to make healing potions and not just poisons. So healing is sometimes more important even. All right, let's check this out. This is not gonna be all that impressive yet because it is just the little starter room here. So we could throw a bed down and all that stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna bother with that just now, because I really just want to build like the whole place. So we could throw the double bed down, and you know, you could actually, if you're not really into this whole aspect of the game and you just want to base, you know, you could just stop here, build all this stuff, and just keep this little starter home here. But like I said, well, we need that greenhouse, among other things that will add. So I'm really, really excited about that. All right, here we are back outside. And so what they do here is there are these little plots or whatever areas, like a clay deposit, and there is usually iron ore somewhere nearby. So I'm gonna search for that. I don't quite remember where the ore is here. I know there's something out here, which I've done a bunch of times. I think this was also in the If series, though I don't know that I've gotten to that point yet in that series. So, but I've done this a bunch of times. So we have stone, there's clay, and there are iron deposits, and also conundrum, whatever the heck that's called, which you need to make the locks. So we'll have to search around for that. But these quarry and the clay are different than the other ore veins, where you actually have to quit out of this. Like if I just left AFK, I would just sit here mining forever. So it's pretty cool actually if you need a lot of this stuff, because you know, when you do the ore in the mines, they do run out, you know, after you take a certain amount out of it. All right, so I'm over encumbered here, so let's put on our backpack just to walk back over there and dump this off. Or we're gonna walk around and look for that iron ore vein, which I thought it was over here with that. I don't know. I think there's 3 different locations you can do this in the game. So I know one of them is down out of Riverwood, just like this one was out of Morthal, or not Riverwood. What is it called? The other place that's down near there, but it's still in that area. Anyway, so I get confused. Like a couple of them I know exactly where the iron is, but I guess I forgot on this one. It might be around these rocks here. I don't know. I don't want to get too close back to Ustengrove over there. Oh man, look at that howling wind. This is a spectacular but also very desolate and creepy. I don't know. I guess there's a reason this place was on the market. It definitely takes a certain type of character to want to live out here, but luckily we are that type of character. We are dark and mysterious, and the swirling winds kind of, you know, speak to our character a lot. So, is it on this wall? Oh my god, I actually can't find this thing. This is actually frustrating. I thought for sure I would find it. So we have the stone there. So we have 2 stone, which, who the heck needs 2 stone? And I don't see iron. Well, I might end up looking that up if I don't find it. Let's go down here, though. Oh, yeah, I think there is something down here. Oh, it's just more stone. And clay. Okay, I think the clay is what I was getting down there at some point. Is that stone also? Wow. I'm actually surprised I can't find this. I might have walked past it, like you might be yelling at the screen right now. It's right there. You just looked at it. But hey, it didn't come up on the text as far as I saw. So also have a wood chopping block there for firewood, so that's nice. Now with the campfire mod, we could actually just use this land, set up a huge tent. I mean, maybe I'll even do that at some point because I like that mod, and you know, build like a fire. So that actually is a good idea. I might end up leveling this place up, you know, building all the rooms and also making a little campsite outside. Why not? All right, so this is just our deed charter to the house. I think we already read this, right? Why do I have this still? I guess I should just sell that. Whenever you get dupes of them, I mean, it doesn't help. You just have to read it once, right? And then you know the spell. Alright, so let's just dump some of this off because I don't think we have enough iron. Alright. Alright, Miko. Alright, let's check out our garden here and plant some stuff before we even get started. Because I think now I have to go to the mill or whatever and get more logs and get more iron and stuff like that. Alright, well, canis root, let's do that. That doesn't really grow anywhere naturally. I think we've just bought that. I don't think I picked one of those anywhere. So that is going to be super useful to have that growing in our garden out here. And death bell, that's pretty plentiful as we've seen. So let's see what else we have. We'll probably plant a few of those at some point though. Alright. Now I think we only planted mushrooms at our house in Whiterun. Snowberries, I don't think those are that useful. Let's see. Barter. Wheat, of course, I think we definitely need to plant some wheat. So let's plant at least a few of those. Because that is good for the valuable potions, and it's also good for healing, so. Alright, fortify health and restore health. So blue mountain flower is pretty much our most essential health ingredient, I think. Let's plant some of those. Probably plant more canis root too. And I don't know. I want to plant death bell. It's just like looking at 19 of them. It's like seems like the least necessary one right now. All right, let's plant that. I don't see those too often. They're in caves and weird places. We can also plant food here too, the potatoes and stuff like that. So. All right, throw some wheat there. And let's see what else we have. Creep cluster. plant some more of these. Like, that's one of the things we did plant in Whiterun, but you know, we're not going to be traveling back and forth between here and Whiterun. We'll probably be centered in one or the other at various points. But I mean, who knows where this Dawnguard questline is going to take us. So as we saw, those Daedric quests took us to some places we hadn't been before. So the same thing's going to happen with the Dawnguard. So, you know, we have our 2 bases depending on what area we have. And we also, you know, outside of Riften, we've been there a lot. So depending on where our quests take us, where we'll be spending the night or grinding our alchemy potions in between quests, you know. But probably come here more than there. But it just depends, you know. Obviously, if we have business down in Whiterun area, we'll definitely stay there and stuff like that. So, all right, Miko. There's a lot of these plots. This is pretty nice. All right, juniper berries. All right. Thistle, tundra. I guess more wheat or the white caps. White caps we don't use. All right, let's just plant more wheat for now. We'll change these later. I'll go through them and change them later at some point. But oh, I already planted something there. I kind of messed that one up. Anyway, let's see. Wait, so I gotta plant this Canis root back. All right, no big deal. All right. Anyway, we're gonna end this one here. We'll work a little more in the house next time and sort of wrap up this whole season. So thanks for joining us. And yeah, I have episodes of this and Fallout and other Skyrim series every day on this channel, so make sure to subscribe and like the video and whatever you want. All right, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.